Part 2 of a mini conversation between Alice Perle, that's me, author of Resolve, and intimacy coach Alexandra Shield. We continue our conversation about intimacy after trauma, child sexual abuse, and sibling sexual abuse from lived experience for those who feel ready to listen in. I remember one session with Rosie, my psychologist. It was 2 years into my talk therapy with her, and she was so good at pacing my therapy. She's also of lived experience of child sexual abuse, so she knew how to do it well. And I remember she would always set up a question, and I could see it coming. And I thought, oh, what's she going to ask me? And she said, so, do you enjoy sex? I went, yeah, why? She said, oh, it's just interesting because quite often it's really hard for people who've experienced what I did to be able to enjoy it unless you've got a partner who is patient and gentle and open to understand what you enjoy. I said, oh, thank you. And I went home and I couldn't talk to my husband. I just had to process that for a night. I didn't sleep well. The next day, I started to fall apart. I really did start to connect the dots of, oh, so what is really me? What isn't me? What's numb? What's not? What's the actual trauma? What did I experience that I can't remember that could have impacted it? I did feel devastated. I felt so angry that someone could do this to someone. He had no idea that that was what he was doing. But the idea that someone takes away that natural, beautiful freedom of intimacy and pleasure was just so upsetting to me. And it took me a long time to get through that, but I'm not someone to stop with that knowledge. I process the hurt and it gets deeper and deeper and deeper. And then I look up and say, well, is it really important to me? So what can I do about it? And that's where I went in my journey. At the time I was doing this therapy, I was also writing Resolve. And I had no idea how much writing was going to bring up for me and what I needed to learn. So I was learning so much and started to read and started to look up this topic along the way. It probably took me another whole year before I had the courage. And I spoke to my husband and said, I need to do something about this. And he backed me with it, for me first, also for him. And so I reached out and found Alexandra on Instagram, I think it was. And then I looked up her website and she had a program at the time that interested me. It was about me, not about sex as such. And I remember signing up and immediately Alexandra contacted me and said, so you signed up really quickly. What's that all about?
Yeah, and I remember getting in contact with you and just feeling a biggest yes in my body that you were in the right place, and it felt really good to talk to you and explain that this program is all about you connecting to yourself, connecting to your voice, your body, your pleasure, your sensuality, because this is where the work starts. We think we want deeper intimacy or we want great sex, but it all starts with our connection to ourselves and our own body. Are we able to go out and be intimate with life? Are we able to receive pleasure outside of the bedroom? Are we able to be with our own breath, with our sensations, with our emotions, and feel safe in our own body, safe to receive pleasure? Do we feel comfortable with our own sexuality and sensuality before we invite someone else in? So it was really beautiful to walk this journey with you and see you navigating and moving through and blossoming and blooming.
We'll continue this conversation in the next part.